Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Video Games, back with another really cool arcade game we figured we'd shoot a video of. You may have seen this one peeking around in the back of some of our other videos and wondered about it. This is actually a different cabinet, but we figured we'd finally shoot a video of our single monitor Nintendo Playchoice arcade game. Everybody always likes this one when they come in. This is of course Nintendo designed this. And it's usually whenever you see these, it's the dual monitor version. There's two monitors in it, one on top of the other one, in the same type of cabinet that Nintendo's Punch-Out was in. But this single monitor one like this, where it's just got one monitor, it came from the factory like this. And they're kind of, I don't like using the word rare, but they're a little rare. I mean, you don't see them that often. They're not super valuable, but they do command a little bit of money because it's, I mean, heck, it's got the Nintendo logo on the side of it. It's pretty cool. It's up there. So we figured we'd shoot a little video of it. Like I said, usually we only get the usually you only see the dual monitor version. But about 2 years ago, we had a gentleman that got in touch with us, and he was an operator, and he was getting out of the business. He had a bunch of games, and he wanted somebody to come buy all of them. So we went and bought all of them, and what he had was 3 of these. He had bought them locally here from Brady Distributing in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he had 3 of these. This is the last one of the 3. We've sold the other 2 already. And then, amazingly, whenever we picked them up, they were all, you know, in fair condition, but not in perfect condition. We've done work to them to fix some of the issues that were going on, but they were all in fair condition. But he gave us a motherboard just kind of as an aside, with a bunch more games on it, because he had a 4th one that he had thrown away. So the monitor went out, the cabinet had some damage to it, he threw the thing away. So this is the 3rd of 4, and the 4th one lives on in memory. But we figured we'd shoot a little video of it. This one's actually sold as well. We had a gentleman that came by and really wanted one of these, and so we told him that we would fix up our last one and sell it to him. Now, truth be told, I actually have one more, but it's in my private collection. It looks just like this one, except it's a little nicer. Don't tell anybody that. And this one, I just noticed when I started the video, one of the coin door light bulbs isn't working. So other than that, though, it's in pretty good shape. I'll fix that here after I put the camera up. But what this thing is Nintendo, back in the early 80s, or probably 85, put out their Versus system, which was basically versions of their Nintendo games as arcade games. And you could swap the games on the game board. So basically an operator, if he bought like a Super Mario Brothers Nintendo Versus cabinet, he could, or even a kit that you could turn like a Nintendo Donkey Kong into the Versus system. And that's VS period, Versus. You could buy a minimal kit, which was just a few chips and some artwork, like a sign up for the top, and change that Versus Super Mario Brothers into, for instance, Versus Castlevania. And it was an easy way for operators to keep their same cabinet, just one cabinet, but have different games in it. And so they could swap that out, and it was an easy way to update it. Well, in the late 80s, they one-upped that. That was very successful. The Versus cabinets and games sold very well because operators liked that you could have one cabinet and use a bunch of different games in it. So in the late 80s, they one-upped that, and they released what they called their Playchoice system. And the original one was the dual monitor one, like I said, that was released as a kit to turn your Punch-Out arcade game into a Playchoice arcade game. And the way it worked was the bottom screen would be the screen that you played the game on, and then there was another screen up here, and that screen would show the directions, like how to play Mario Brothers, for instance. And that sold very well. So they had dedicated versions of that, and they also had kits, so you could turn your Punch-Out into one. And so that sold so well that in 1990 they released this single monitor version. I believe there may be well, I'm positive of it, there was a countertop version too, just a little one like this. The other day we shot a video of this Touchmaster little countertop one. It's not like that, but there's a similar one with a little control panel on the front. And you can probably find videos of it here on YouTube with little joysticks. That's the same cabinet. It's their Playchoice system. But this is the one monitor version, which is kind of a really cool one. The dual monitor one's a cool one too, but I always liked this one for whatever reason. This one's in nice shape. Some of these I've seen before don't have the Nintendo logo on the side. I don't know why, but some of them just have the Playchoice art and don't have that oval at the top, which is a separate piece. And I think all of the dual monitors don't have that, so I don't know why they changed that around, but it is what it is. So basically this worked a little different than the Versus system. Basically you could put up to 10 games inside of it at the same time. So right here it says channel select menu, and you can see there's 5 games installed, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 doesn't say anything. That's because we've got 5 carts installed and the other 5 we don't. And they were all Nintendo titles. So we've got Super Mario Bros. 3, Tecmo Bowl, 1942, Tennis, and Ninja Gaiden are the 5 that are installed right now. And there were probably 40 or 50 cartridges that you could put in it. They work just like Nintendo cartridges, but they're not Nintendo cartridges. They're little separate Playchoice cartridges that will only work in the Playchoice system. So either this cabinet, the dual monitor cabinet, or the countertop cabinet. They also made a kit to turn a Versus red tint cabinet, the cocktail Versus system, into a Playchoice system. So you see one of those every once in a while, but not too often. So the way this worked different from the Versus system was the Versus games were straight up games like Super Mario Bros. 3, so you played until you died. And they made them a little harder for the arcade so that it would make a little more money. But in the Playchoice system, they took a different approach. What they did was they set them on a timer. So basically, Nintendo Playchoice right here, and there's the copyright, 1990 Nintendo of America. The dual monitor ones came out before this. This 1990 was just when the single monitors came out. But right above the screen is that little timer. There's a little 0. And when you walk up to the cabinet, you can you've got some controls here that you can kind of fiddle with. I think that may be a dip switch setting, but you can hit this channel select button here, and it says select channel 1 to 10 and press enter during the channel select menu mode. So you hit, let me see if I can go back out. So you hit select and pick which game you want to know about. So what the game I really want to know about is tennis. I'm sure you guys all agree with me. So you hit enter, and so it gives you the instructions. Now on the dual monitor version, it would have gave you the instructions up on the top screen, and then the bottom screen would be showing you what tennis is like. So it says select game and press start, singles or doubles, select opponent skill level, blah blah blah. So it's telling you I was trying to see if that did it. Oh, that's how you get back out. Okay. I don't know if it'll let me go in and show the demo of that without it being coined up. We might have to do that later. But in the single monitor version, they really had to rework it because it has to show you all of those screens on this screen before you get into the game. But basically, the way you played it was you picked which Nintendo game you wanted to play, and then you hit enter and selected that game. So we'll do Mario 3. Press enter to see next page. Press enter to return to page 1, or press enter for 2 seconds to return to game mode. So basically, if I had time on the timer, and I will here in a minute, I'll show you that. You hit the enter button, and it takes you into the game. Well, then over here it says, bloop, select game and press start while time still remains displayed next to the screen. It won't let me do it without the thing on it. Note, pressing start during gameplay stops the game. Press start again to continue play. So the way they set it up was, as long as you had time left, you could play the game. So like if you picked Mario 3, you could just play through it, and you could play it for, if you had 10 minutes time on the timer, you could play it for 5 minutes, and then you could hit this reset button over here. Reset. Press reset to return to the channel select menu mode. And if you press that button, it would go back out to the main screen, and then you could pick a different game, and the whole time your timer would be going down. And you could just pick another game and play it for a while. So it was kind of like a Nintendo on a timer. And I don't know if the Playchoice system did as well as the Versus games. My thought would be it probably didn't. But it's an interesting little thing. And what I like about it the most is just how it looks. I mean, look at that thing. Just an awesome design for a cabinet. Nintendo's cabinets always look really cool. Even games, you know, like Donkey Kong and stuff, just the cabinets amazing on them. They look like Christmas tree ornaments or something. Just really well designed. And this was their late 80s kind of look. They did, in the black cabinet like this, they had this game and they had R-Type, which is a really cool game. And then they also had a gray cabinet that was like this, that was all of the dedicated Versus games. So you could get like a Nintendo versus Duck Hunt, or you know, a Nintendo versus the Goonies or something. And those were all just slightly different versions of the Nintendo home system games, like over there. But these Playchoice ones are pretty much exact copies of the Nintendo home system games, because basically that's what you were playing. It was just on a timer. On the Versus system, they wanted the games to be a little harder so that you would lose a little quicker than you would on the home game. You know, there's a different kind of mindset there. So in games like Mario Brothers on the Versus system, they would remove some of the blocks when you jump, or make the holes a little wider and stuff like that, so you would die a little more. But there you go. We figured we'd just shoot a little video of it, kind of show you how the cabinet looks. Really cool design. A gentleman bought this for us that's going to put it in a restaurant so people can play it. Sounds like the coolest restaurant I've ever heard of. But there you go. I will get the tripod. First thing I'm going to do is replace that little light bulb, but I'm going to get the tripod and we'll film a little video of me playing through it a little bit. Alright folks, I will work through this a little bit, just show you how it works. Let me put some credits on it first. Can't do much without that. All right, so it says 1650. That's how many seconds or whatever they've got. And it's beginning to count down. And it counts down quicker, I think, than a second too, so that's not really second for second. But anyway, we will select through and we'll play a little bit. To start off, we'll play a little bit of Ninja Gaiden, right? So you hit enter. Showing you the track mode a little bit there. We've got it turned down pretty low because it's going in a restaurant. You see that little blue line on the edge over here too? A lot of the games, they do that. They'll have they won't line up, and depending on which game you're playing, it's different. So it's kind of hard to get all of them where they look perfect, but it's not a big deal. So now it's basically like a Nintendo game, so the select and the start buttons work. And then you've got just your regular controls. Oh! How does he do his jump? I can't remember. Oh yeah, there we go. I can't remember how you... Isn't there a way you can jump up instead of down? I guess not. Or I just don't know how to do it. And I don't think on the Nintendo version you could hang, because you can't, it doesn't have the extra button. Well, if I could figure out how to hit down. Ooh, I stabbed him in the feet. don't know why it won't let you crawl down. Maybe, I think all you can do is jump and cling. Oh well, this is just a demo, folks. So I'm in the arcade. It's 1990. Let's decide. Oh, well, you know what? I'm tired of playing this. Oh, look, you can actually win doing that. His health was going down faster than mine. That's crazy. Who are they? They seem to be following me. All right, so let's say I want to quit this awesome game. I know that's up to debate, but I think it's an awesome game. So let's say I want to quit this. So I hit the reset button, and I'm back out to the beginning. Now, I don't know if you can resume where you were or not. Let's see. Probably not. Nope. So whenever you hit reset, you are done, folks. So now let's, because I've still got time. I'm down to 12:57 on my timer. Whoop. You can see it there. So I've still got time. So now I'm going to try a little Mario Brothers 3. And as you probably know, Mario Brothers 3, they actually put in the arcade in the Nintendo Playchoice system at least a few weeks before it came out for the home system, which was a brilliant move because it got everybody excited about it, and they couldn't wait for it to come out, and that was one of the reasons that it was one of the, I think for a long time it was the best-selling video game ever. I think Halo might have beat that. I think it may have held the record till Halo beat it. Or maybe it was Halo 2 that beat it. As you can see on the right side of the screen, more of that stuff I was talking about. That's not really a glitch, it's just it's the way the monitor's adjusted. All right, there we go. So that's how it works. It just, it's basically like a Nintendo on a timer. And so I've still got 1,085 seconds left. Hit the reset button. I'm back out. And so I can pick 1942, for instance. And you just kept playing until you ran out of time. So you could play all the way through one game if you wanted or whatever. And the way that it doesn't matter if you die or not. It's just basically how the game's set up. So if you die on a game and then your game ends, it doesn't, it works just like the Nintendo home games did, and your timer just keeps going. And whenever you're out of time, it kind of pauses it for a second, and it asks you if you want to continue by putting more quarters in to get more time, and blah 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 blah. So there you go. That's Nintendo's Playchoice. By the time you see this video, this game will probably already be in its new home in the restaurant that we sold it to. But maybe we'll have something else that you're interested in. You can stop by and see us here. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is about 15 minutes south of Charlotte, North Carolina. You can stop by and see what we got going on. Or you can check out all the games that we have for sale right now on our website. And that's at lionsarcade.com. And if you're not really looking to buy a game or anything, you just like the videos, well, stay tuned because we're going to be filming a whole bunch more. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, and that'll send you a little notice every time that we put up a new video, which is usually about twice a week. So we will see you next video.